What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the skill nodes. This has been highly requested because some people are getting into situations where they cannot overcome the enemies, whether it is because there are way too many Gregs on the field or whether it is because Carnage is going crazy and destroying your team. So we are going to take a look at the kill order that you have to execute in order to don't face any of these problems. But before that, we are going to talk about the viability of the skill nodes and which characters should you invest in, whether you are a mid-range player or endgame player or even a new player, that will allow you to benefit out of those characters in a long term because of their overall value. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about the skill characters that we have available. So let's do this quite fast. The main thing that you need to focus on right now is the Apocalypse Saga. That's the meta right now. You want to unlock Apocalypse, whether it is a baby Apocalypse at 5 yellow or whether it is a big Apocalypse at 7 yellow. It's definitely a character that you want to unlock. And for that, you are going to require a lot of centerpiece uniques. People are not paying attention, but these type of items are going to be crucial in your ability to unlock Apocalypse. So it's going to be important that we have the least amount of overlap as possible, so we have the biggest abundance of those centerpiece uniques. On top of that, because of none of the Apocalypse sagas for now require skill characters and tech characters, we have an abundance of gear in that regard. So it would be nice for us to gear up a few characters that would allow us to what's the word? That would allow you to shine. Let's say that would allow you to be better in other game modes. Let's just talk simple. So one of these characters is going to be Kestrel, of course. Kestrel is still one of the best options for Dark Dimension 5 because she's a cosmic character. Most of the Apocalypse Saga characters, they are going to be global. So it's going to be good that you still have cosmic characters that have value outside of the different game modes, not only in raids. And the Kestrel is going to be one of them. She doesn't use the centerpiece of any of the Apocalypse Saga, so she's overall a great character. Then we have Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is used on the city nodes. Overall, he's extremely powerful. In every single game mode, he turn rewinds the enemies, he heals up the team, he clears negative effects, he does tons and tons of damage, he applies deflects to himself, increasing the survivability, so he's definitely a character that you should still invest. Then we have the Secret Avengers. There are 3 of them. One of them is more important than the others. It's going to be Captain Sam. He works with every single team because he gives turn meter, he gives energy, he gives deflects, defense up, and so on. So he's a very, very powerful character, and he's the best Secret Avenger character that we have right now in the game. Definitely the one you should focus on. In terms of the other 2 Secret Avengers characters, we have Mary Hill and we have Sharon Carter. Mary Hill, she's going to be a problem for raids, and she doesn't have as much use in other game modes. But in terms of the raids, it's because of her minions. If you summon the minions, which is something you usually like to do because of the damage output and the abilities that they have, the minions are going to be a liability for you because the enemies have Deadpool, the enemies have Carnage, the enemies have Venom. All of these characters benefit out of killing your minions. So it's something that you want to avoid as much as possible because of that. The same goes for Nick Fury because he also summons minions. In terms of Sharon Carter, she doesn't need steel gear. She doesn't need steel gear. She already has super focus, she already has super damage. And yes, the steel gear could give her additional survivability in terms of increasing her health pool, but overall it's not something that she really needs to shine. Now, those are the Secret Avengers characters, also Nick Fury. We have to talk about also Gamora and the Moondragon, because Moondragon could be used for Dark Dimension 5 as well. She overlaps in terms of uniques with Agatha Harkness, but so far there are only 2 characters that require this, so it's not a big deal. You might have enough for both of them, so it's still a decent investment for Dark Dimension 5. In terms of Gamora, it's the opposite situation. We have Doctor Strange Supreme, we have Scarlet Witch, all of these characters overlap for the same unique Prometheum, so you don't want to have many characters with the same unique. So while Gamora, you can use her on the skill nodes. There is a cool combo that you can use with her special, that if you kill a character you get 100% turn meter, then you use the ultimate and you get 20% turn meter, and then she gets instantly empowered. It's very fun to do. Might not be easy to do for every single player. It's a little bit tricky. You need to be skilled to do this, but it's a lot of fun when you are able to do this. And she's decent enough for the raids, and also because she gives additional HP to Kestrel because of her passive. It's something that we need to take a look at. But as I mentioned, Gamora, it's like Sharon Carter. They don't need tier gear to be good. They are fine at gear tier 15, level 90. Okay, so those are the only characters that are worth mentioning. Some people told me that Red Guardian, it was Oro on my Discord, told me that Red Guardian is interesting on the first node because it allows Loki to always attack him, and then he gets attacked and your team survives. But I just think he's way too expensive for just doing that, just to take Loki special in the face. It's a possibility. I don't think it's necessary. At least so far I have not been in a situation where my characters got one-shotted. Anyway, let's take a look at the skill nodes and see exactly what you have to do in order to one-shot it. Okay, so let's get started. And if you guys want to see how to use Gamora and Moondragon, let me know in the comments below, and I will make a video using those characters on the skill nodes. So you can see here that I'm using Shang-Chi behind Captain Sam because right now Shang-Chi has better survivability than Kestrel because of all the deflects that he gets. And the deflects overall allow you to survive a little bit better because you can stack up tons and tons of them. Okay, so you see right there the deflect saved us from being attacked, then Kestrel survived. And some people like to use the ultimate here right away. I think that's fine. You can also use the Kestrel special here, but I would recommend to just do the basic. You want to get rid of those Thors that are on the field, but as you can see, they only get one charge each with your attacks, so it's not going to be a big deal. It's just something that you don't have to rush it. You can play it slowly, and you can see right now they are extremely low, and we can tap on that Red Guardian and kill the Thors with the Kestrel passive. So you don't have to use the special of Kestrel, you can just use the basic. And then when you have this Black Widow on the field, then it's when you might want to consider using the special. And this will guarantee the speed up on your Kestrel, and that will allow you to get rid of the Hellas that are coming soon much faster. Okay, so you can see right here we are tapping now on that Black Widow. I didn't use the Kestrel special because I'm going to give her speed up with the Captain Sam, and like this we still have the special to do on the turn after. And now we are trying to get rid of the Sif. So let's see, we are just probably going to basic attack. Like, basic attack is the best option. I know people don't like to just basic, but in this situation it's going to be the best option. Okay, so because I'm losing the speed up, I'm going to give speed up for her once again, and this will allow me to destroy these Hellas very quickly. So you want to apply slow to Loki, and you want to apply slow to the Hellas as well, to make sure that you get rid of them. And then you want to attack the Hela that is the furthest away from any Greg. So we attack that one, it only has one Greg next to her, because the other one, it has two Gregs next to her. So you always want to attack the Hela or the Loki that are the furthest away from the Gregs. And that's what you have to do. Then you just basic attack. This is one of the few situations where you can summon the minions to apply defense down to a target. And beyond that, you don't have to do anything. So maybe it's not the funnest way to play because you have to do so many basic attacks, but if you want to succeed, this is going to be one of the most convenient options. Okay, so now let's take a look at the second node. And the second node is a little bit more tricky. And but once again, it comes down to priority of the targets. So let's see. There are a few characters that we have to pay attention to early on. We have several anti-venoms, we have Carnage, we have Deadpool. So once again, if you are going to use your minions, that can be very risky. and that can cost you the match. So you want to avoid that as much as possible, or at least you want to get rid of Carnage, you want to get rid of Anti-Venom, and you want to get rid of Deathpool before you summon your minions. Okay, so I do the basic here. You always want to apply defense down to Silver Samurai. Is one of the characters that you want to get rid of, but the other character you also want to get rid of is Anti-Venom. Now, I used the special, or I used the ultimate of Shang-Chi here. It's not necessary. You can hold on the ultimate of Shang-Chi for the second wave. That is actually way better because it allows you to slap so many enemies in the face. So Morbius, he already morbing time once today, so we are not gonna let him to morb again. So we apply defense down to as many characters as possible, and then as always we are going to use the Kestrel special, or we are going to use the Kestrel passive in order to take advantage out of that. The special that we are going to use is Shang-Chi special to remove all of those bleeds. These bleeds, they hurt for quite a lot. The enemies have insane amount of damage, of base damage. So those bleeds, they hurt for quite a lot. So we want to get rid of Anti-Venom, but we also want to get rid of that Ghost Rider. Or you stun Ghost Rider, or you kill him. Those are the two options. And you can see right here, I'm not going to summon the minions. I'm going to abuse of Kestrel passive as much as I can in order to get some damage out. And this is something that you have to take into consideration. If Kestrel has no defense up, and if she has no deflects, then you want to kill your enemies with Shang-Chi rather than Kestrel. But you can see right here, this is why I hold back on the special of Kestrel, to make sure that whenever I need to kill enemies, I have a defense up. Okay, so we got rid of that Anti-Venom. Now we are going after the Carnage. And Ghost Rider, for now we can ignore him because he's stunned. It's going to be helpful if you can apply vulnerability to Ghost Rider, so you can turn rewind him after with Sharon Carter whenever you decide to stun him. And now I could have used here the ultimate of Captain Sam, but I'm saving it for the boss node, so after we can one-shot that node as well. Okay, so the main target is going to be Ghost Rider. With the ISO 8 attack we were able to destroy it. So you can see right here, even Miles with just his special, it does so much damage. Doom 3 is all about the base damage of the enemies. They do so much damage, it's literally insane. Apply slow to multiple men, so he doesn't do the other abilities that he has coming for us. And now it's all about, now you can summon the minions. Carnage is gone, the Anti-Venoms are gone, Deathpool is gone, so now you can summon the minions, and now we just have to slap. It's our minions against their minions, and we should be able to win. These minions, even with offense up, they don't do that much damage, and if you have deflects, this is actually something good. You should hold back on killing the minions so you can heal up your team. I had this situation today that my team was quite low, so I just ignored the minions as much as I could, so they would attack Shang-Chi and Captain Sam to heal up my team. Okay, so once again we are going to use the basic. There we probably could use the special, and we are going to remove that death proof, and now we can finally start getting rid of these minions. Turn rewind Miles, we don't want him to do any of his other abilities. They hurt by quite a lot, and now that's it. Now we are going to use the minions. Like whenever they attack you, your minions are going to counter-attack and get rid of them. So as you can see, if you play that like this, if you play safe, if you play a little bit slowly, yes, it's not going to be as fun, but that's the way to do it. So now let's take a look at the boss node. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at the boss node. The same team, full health, all characters with their cooldowns ready, because we were always saving, we are always holding back on those cooldowns. It's very important if you want to one-shot the nodes, otherwise you have to reset over and over again, and you don't want any of that. Okay, so to one-shot this boss node, you have to deal with that Dr. Doom, but we have done this in the past, we know how it goes. So we are going to remove the taunt from Strife, and then we are going to apply ability block to that Dr. Doom. So you can see, instead of using the special, I used the ultimate of Kestrel to turn rewind that, to remove the taunt from that Strife. Now you are going to slap as many characters as possible, and we want to apply at least one vulnerability to that Dr. Doom. So we are going to use, you can use the ultimate of Captain Sam here, or you can use the special. This time I added the special available, so I use that instead. Once again, we want to apply vulnerability, at least one on Dr. Doom, so whenever we use the special of Sharon Carter, we also can do the isolate attack that turn rewinds Dr. Doom and also does more single target damage, so whenever he gets energy, he's not going to have those additional turns. Okay, so the reason why I used the taunt is also because of that. With Captain Sam, if you don't have the taunt, one of your other characters can get one-shotted. So it happened to me that Sharon Carter got one-shotted, Castle got one-shotted, so it's going to be important that you have that taunt. Even that, if you turn rewind, Madeline Pryor should be fine. Okay, so we are finally going to use the special of Kestrel, and that's pretty much it. Like, if you remove the taunt from Strife early on, that's all you have to do. You have to be careful, because if your Shang-Chi is like 7 red stars, you might get Madeline Pryor way too low, and that might make Strife to taunt again. So you have to be careful with that. Now we are going to the slap with Shang-Chi, attacking those characters with defense down as much as possible. And here I summoned the minions. I completely forgot that we have 2 Carnages here on the field, so don't do that. That was a big mistake. So you want to stun the Carnage that has the most turn meter, to make sure that he is turn rewinded, make sure that he doesn't have his own turn. And now you just want to do as much damage as possible, get rid of all those characters. Get rid of Polaris. Don't forget that Polaris, she does tons and tons of damage, and she also gives barrier to some characters if she has a Striker Isolate. So we got rid of Polaris, we got rid of Emma Frost, and you can see the Carnages, they are going crazy. And this is why we don't want to summon the minions. This is why the minions are such a liability. Now one of them died, and it's looking grim for us. Let's get rid of Morbius. We also have to slow that Madeline Pryor, because once again we don't want her to use any of her abilities. And you can see that sometimes the characters do the ultimate first, other times they do the special first. They don't have the basic kit, so make sure that you learn their abilities so you get the confidence on what you are doing. Okay, so Carnage once again going crazy. Look at the damage of these Carnages. Okay, we got lucky there. Mary Hill was able to heal up Captain Sam, but it's really crazy. Once again, you use the special rather than the ultimate, because yeah, those additional deflects, the defense up and the taunt are super useful. Okay, so we are going to stun that Carnage, and now we can summon the minions once again. And we are going to use those characters to get rid of Madeline Pryor, and then that's it. So it's a little bit convoluted. It's something that you still have to learn, this new kill order, the abilities of the characters, but overall I don't consider it very difficult. And in terms of gear, you should be fine with the level 90 gear tier 15. I have a few characters with teal gear, but I would not say that is like mandatory. And even as I mentioned, like if your Shang-Chi is way too big, it might cause you some problems on the boss node. So make sure you pay attention to that. Make sure you do a few tries to learn if your 7 red star Shang-Chi is going to cause problems or not. And then you have to adjust a little bit the kill order accordingly. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the skill characters that are still safe to invest, and the kill order that you need to use in order to one-shot every single node of the Doom 3 raids. As always, if you found the information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.